Good afternoon, Cross Timbers. Today is Thursday, November 19th, 2015. This is Texan TV News from Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas, and I am Rachel Tuggle. In today's top headlines, Dr. Ben Sword speaks about campus safety. Mason Miller assumes the interim head coach position at Tarleton. Stephenville Superintendent Matt Underwood reveals his plans for the school system. A plastic surgeon is convicted of capital murder. And it's going to be a Charlie Brown Thanksgiving with new floats in the Macy's Day Parade. And French officials raid a home in search of Paris attack mastermind. Texan TV News conducted a survey on the new conceal and carry law over the past month. Respondents answered and commented their thoughts and fears about the new law. One evident faculty or staff member said that this law has expedited his or her search for another academic position. Another respondent said that if an active shooter incident were to happen on campus, responsible gun owners could mean the difference in saving many lives. The campus carry law will take effect next August, but the conversation is clearly far from over. In campus news, we are continuing our series on campus safety with an interview from Dr. Ben Sword from the Writing Center. He spoke to us about his views on campus safety and the new law.
Okay, do you feel that Tarleton is a safe campus, and why?
I think there's a lot of things that can be done to make it more safe. Specifically, I just don't see a great presence of the campus police around the campus. So I know there are a lot of times where students, particularly young female students, could be walking across campus at night with, especially the layout of the campus now, where dorms are sort of one far end of the campus, and buildings, classes, night classes are sort of maybe a 10 to 15 minute walk across. And with a lot of the construction and other things, sometimes those are pretty circuitous routes and not some well-lit areas. And with the lessened presence of the police on campus, I think there are a lot of opportunities for some people to be in pretty unpleasant and potentially dangerous places, that even just more patrolling officers, more of a presence, that there is someone. I mean, I know we have the thing where you can call and have someone escort, and I know that some students take advantage of that. I wonder if all students even know that that's possible, that if a class lets out in the evening and you are a little concerned about the walk, that you could just call and have an officer come and escort you to your car or your dorm room. I don't even know how many people are fully even aware of that. I think our police here do a really good job. I think they do respond well, but I'm not sure that we have all the resources to have as many folks here as we probably need for that.
In regards to the new conceal and carry law that is currently being worked out.
In sports news, according to The Flash today, Tarleton Athletic Director Lon Reisman has chosen assistant head football coach Mason Miller as interim head coach. Reisman did not say that Miller will permanently assume the head coach position. This comes after 6-year head football coach Kerry Fowler's resignation. Prior to Fowler's resignation, Miller held the position of offensive coordinator and offensive line coach. In regional news, Stephenville ISD will be transitioning to a 1-to-1 school district, which means every student in Stephenville will have their own laptop or tablet. I interviewed Stephenville Superintendent Matt Underwood on his plans for implementing this change over the next few years. This is Texan TV News, and I am Rachel Tuggle. Today we're here with Mr. Matt Underwood, the Superintendent of Stephenville ISD, and we are talking about the implementation of 1-to-1 technology in Stephenville. Mr. Underwood, why is technology so important in the classroom?
Well, in years past, the school systems, public education, K through 12, since probably 1800s, all focused on facts and remembering facts, and to some sort of, I guess, basis that you use some of those facts and you made some problem-solving inquiries and decisions. But now, with the implementation of the internet and quick real-time questions and answers and Google and all the information quickly at your fingertips, education needs to look at a shift toward more of a complex learning, problem-solving approach. Memorization of certain facts are not as important as they once were.
How do you plan on implementing this in Stephenville ISD over the course of the next few years?
Much like any other public school district in the state of Texas, we have challenging finances. In 2008, basically a lot of our budgets across the state were cut, and some of that was partially returned, but still not enough actually to strip away from a book and then now move to a digital device for each student, whether it's the laptop or in our case an iPad. Basically what we're going to do is we passed the tax ratification election this 2 weeks ago, and with that extra funding from the state funding formula that matches us, we're going to take that money and buy devices directly for our kids. Now it's going to be a phase-in system. We're starting with Hook Elementary in 3rd and 4th grade. We just last night at the board meeting purchased 660 iPads for every student at Hook Elementary. And next year we'll do the intermediate school, which is our 5th, 6th campus at Gilbert. And then Henderson, we hope the fast movement would be a January implementation in Henderson. And then 2 years from now, we'll be looking at Stephenville High School. And so some of that, basically the funding from the tax ratification election produced about $373,000 in additional revenue. And the purchase we made last night for the 2 grade levels was about $391,000. So we almost made up the difference in what we needed and what we had to have. The big challenge, of course, will be in 2 years to get the high school outfitted. Okay, 1,000 kids in 1 year, it's going to be a challenge. And so as we move forward, we're going to have to designate money, save money, move it across from year to year in order to try to get that implementation in. And the beauty of the tax ratification election is it's a long-term process. So as the high school gets their devices, then the next year we'll already be ready for Hook in order to get new devices put in at Hook. So we will cycle basically like that amongst the 4 campuses year after year.
So will Central and Chamberlain have any kind of one-to-one implementation at those campuses?
Yes, actually Central and Chamberlain will benefit from the devices that are on the campuses now. Okay. So any extra devices that were at Gilbert or at Hook or at Stephenville High School, Henderson, those will be farmed back to the pre-K through 2 setting. And so teachers will have those in class sets, and over time we'll build up an entire pre-K through 12 type of device system.
That sounds wonderful. Thank you very much for your time, and thank you for talking to us today.
You bet. Thanks for having me.
In state news, according to the Associated Press, plastic surgeon Thomas Michael Dixon was found guilty of capital murder yesterday. He was convicted for hiring one of his colleagues to kill a pathologist who was dating his ex-girlfriend. Dixon told the jurors that he had conspired with David Neal Shepard to stalk the pathologist, Dr. Joseph Saunier III. Saunier was stabbed and shot by Shepard in Lubbock in 2012, investigators say. Dixon originally stated that he had no involvement in Saunier's death. Dixon paid Shepard around $9,000 in silver bars, but said that the payment was for a shareholding deal. Shepard was tried and convicted in 2013. Both men will serve life sentences without the possibility of parole. In national news, the AP reports that the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade in New York will be introducing 6 new floats, including a Build-A-Bear workshop and Peanuts characters. The AP has the story.
So we've got 6 brand new floats that are going to debut this Thanksgiving. We've got Colonel Sanders himself. The original, of course, celebrity chef is got his new float in the Macy's Thanksgiving Day Parade, and that float depicts his journey from Kentucky straight on into New York. And we've got Build-A-Bear Workshop that is celebrating with us with their 3rd float, bringing imagination to life. We've got space represented, we've got a tea party, we've got a big dragon, kids' imaginations coming to life, and then we've got a countdown to Christmas with Hallmark Channel. Mariah Carey is going to be on that float, entertaining the 3.5 million people that we have here on Thanksgiving. We've got Ocean Spray coming to life this year. 500 cranberries are going to be bobbing up and down on that float, representing the families of bog owners and cranberry growers across the country. And then we've got Spirit of America has got a beautiful float. We've got 1,200 dancers and cheerleaders in the parade this year. They're going to surround that float and bring it down the parade route. And then lastly, we've got a brand new little float from Peanuts celebrating the 50th anniversary of A Charlie Brown's Christmas. So Snoopy's doghouse is on there. Nobody knows that 50 years ago his doghouse was blue. You're going to see it come to life that way this Thanksgiving.
In international news, according to the AP, yesterday French officials raided a suburban Paris apartment, which was believed to be hiding the mastermind behind last week's attacks. 2 people died and 8 were arrested, including the mastermind of these Paris attacks. 1 fugitive escaped, whose status is currently unknown. The AP has the story.
This amateur video captured the sounds of gunfire as police raided a suburban Paris apartment where they hoped to find the suspected mastermind of last week's attack in Paris, 27-year-old Abdelhamid Aboud, a Belgian of Moroccan descent. The raid lasted for approximately 7 hours.
I was asleep. I heard a gunshot at 4:32. I got up and went to the window and I saw that people were shooting everywhere.
2 people died, including a woman who blew herself up with an explosive vest, and 8 people were arrested. Paris's prosecutor said the raid neutralized a terror cell that was ready to act. However, the fate of Aboud was unclear.
Monsieur le Président du Sénat.
French President François Hollande urged citizens not to succumb to their fears. He called for a large coalition to work together to defeat Islamic State militants.
I will be in Washington next Tuesday and in Moscow next Thursday to address with President Obama and then with President Putin the necessity of coordinating our operations.
French authorities had previously said that 7 attackers died in Friday's bloodshed, with an 8th, Salah Abdeslam, slipping across the border to Belgium. Therefore, it brings the total number of attackers to at least 9. A Spanish security official said that French authorities have sent out a bulletin to police across Europe asking them to watch out for a European vehicle, a Citroën Xterra, which could be carrying Abdeslam. Ned Barker, The Associated Press.
According to the National Weather Service, this weekend will be mostly sunny with a 20% chance of rain, with a 20% chance of showers Friday evening through Saturday. Highs will be in the 50s with lows dipping down to 33 degrees, so bundle up. Today's broadcast was produced by Christine Humphreys and Philip Mullen. Don't forget to tell your friends about us and become a fan of Texan TV News on Facebook. I am Rachel Tuggle. Tune in on Monday for the latest news from the Tarleton State University campus in Stephenville, Texas.